everything always works out in the end. The thing you're scared of before you start something new, like, never happens. It's always, like, fine 95% of the time. And that 5% of the time, it's not nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be. A year and a half ago, I was in Australia, and then right before I was going to come home, I was like, oh, like, I had this dream. I was skydiving in Thailand. I was like, oh, that was a dope-ass dream. Like, that was cool. So, like, I, like, did a little bit of research on it that day, and then, like, let the idea, like, fester, and then for about a week, and then I was like, let's do this. So when I sold my van, I had literally just enough money to get me there and to do my course, like, and if I failed the level, I would have been screwed. So it took me about 3 weeks to get through the course, passed everything, literally, like, just scraped by. I freaking maxed out my credit card, and then I was, like, out of money, though, like, didn't have enough money to, like, buy food. So, like, one of the instructors needed, like, video editing done, so I got paid doing that so I could, like, eat food. And then when that, like, was finished, my friend was giving me money, like, packing parachutes for him. So, like, it worked out. I didn't have money to get home. The family helped me out with that. But it always works out. Every single time you have this, like, big fear of the unknown, it's never that scary, ever. It's always worth taking the risk and just doing the thing anyways, because it's gonna work out. I feel like if you worry too much about doing something, like, unknown, you're just, like, making it so much worse. And then the people who worry about it, they, like, just kind of do less because they spend more of their time worrying. And then those are the exact same people that when you say, like, hey, I'm gonna go move across the world, they're like, yeah, but, like, there's spiders down there and snakes, like, you're probably gonna die. And then it's just like, you worry too much, man. Like, it's gonna work out. The longer I, like, sit on an idea for that, like, I want to do, and, like, the more I, like, worry about it, like, the less possible it almost becomes. So I'm trying to do this thing where, like, I think of something, and before I, like, let my brain, like, come up with all these reasons not to, I just, like, do the bare minimum and to get to the thing I'm worried about, and then when I'm there, I do it. So instead of waiting, like, a week and then start worrying about it longer and longer and then slowly forgetting about it, being like, oh yeah, that's right, that was a bad idea. Just, like, think about it, do it as fast as possible. Another time where, like, everyone around me was, like, worried was when I did first land in Australia and I wanted to buy a van. Everyone's like, yeah, but, like, what if the van breaks down? What if you have to spend all this money in repairs? The van did break down. I did have to spend all my money in repairs, but it was fine. It worked out every single time. It's like, worry less, take action more. That's what I'm trying to do these days. Because you're worried about something that literally never happens. Like, I was always, like, worried about rejection, like, approaching beautiful girls. But, like, when you get rejected, typically it's just, like, a super flat conversation that basically goes nowhere. Or they kind of just look up at you and then keep going. Like, super manageable stuff that doesn't even, like, hurt. But for 3-4 years, whatever it's been, 5 years, it's like, oh my god, like, this is gonna be so bad. This is gonna be like, oh. And then when you actually do it, you're like, oh, that was fine. Let's do it again. I feel like we're just, like, taught to worry too much and, like, to take less risks and to conform and to be like everyone else. No one teaches you to take risks. Like, I mean, like, in sports, yeah, but in school and, like, your home life, it's like, play it safe. Don't go and do that thing. Just stay home. It's safer. What I found was after, like, taking a risk and it either working out, you feel friggin' stoked. You're like, oh, that was dope. Or after the risk, you're like, oh, well, the worst case Ontario wasn't even bad. I, like, feel energized that I, like, took the risk. I'm like, this is way better than just playing it safe and not doing anything. Because at least now I know that it was really fun. It wasn't that bad. And I can do it again. I feel like the older you get, the less, like, risk you're, like, willing to take as well. Especially if you didn't, like, take risks when you're younger. So you're, like, when you're, like, a little kid, you got all these, like, grown-ups that probably stopped taking risks when they had kids because they're old now. And then now they're just like, no, don't do that. That could go bad. why would you even try? I wish risk taking was more of like just a normal thing. Even like cliff jumping back in the day, you're so scared of like flopping, like landing on your back or whatever. And then when you like kind of flop, yes, it hurts, but it was honestly probably more painful to like worry about it for like 2 or 3 days, or not do it that session and have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to do it again because you're too scared. It's always worth taking the flop instead of worrying about the flop every time, because it's never that bad. I mean, mine haven't been. For my experience, the outcome of taking a risk is like always less painful than worrying about it for the excessive length period of time and taking no action and then feeling down because you're not taking any action. I'm really like happy to have this like problem of not being able to approach beautiful girls, because it's like drilling taking risks over and over and over and over and over. And that is like super duper useful, like mega useful. I already am like feeling more like risk taking.